Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly roundup of all the latest happenings in the field of science and technology in and around the country. Understanding how parasites eat to how to protect kids from infection this monsoon, and we have many exciting stories coming up, but let's take a look at the headlines. INSA announces Young Scientist Medals for 2016. How parasites eat away host intestine, new study reveals. Everything you want to know on protecting children from monsoon infections. And in our In Focus segment today, we will further explore the interesting aspects of science in sports. And now the news in detail. Recognizing and rewarding scientific talents is one of the mandates of promoting scientific excellence. It is once again time to honor the outstanding contributions of young Indians in various disciplines of science with the announcement of the INSA Young Scientist Medals for the year 2016. So, who all bagged the prestigious medals this year? Let us see in this report.
Honoring the outstanding research acumen of young Indian researchers, Indian National Science Academy has announced the INSA Young Scientists Medal for the year 2016. The medal, like every year, has recognized some of the outstanding contributions of young Indian researchers. It is interesting to note that the contributions span a wide variety of interdisciplinary and cutting-edge research areas of science and engineering. Among the many institutions across the nation which has bagged the medal.
Yeah, definitely it is one of the most prestigious award for any researcher in our country. So it just enhances my motivation for research, and I will definitely serve my country and farmers in better way. I actually develop one of the methodology of virus which we can use to screen resistant and susceptible variety, and our farmers can identify the resistant variety of chili and use it to grow a chili plant. So we can save crop production in this way.
This is a great encouragement for young people who are working in India, in wholly and solely in India without any collaborators or foreign support. It's great encouragement. So it will be really helpful for me as well as for other people who want to stay back in India, and this will be a great encouragement for them that you can, with little more effort and hard work, you can really make big by staying in India or doing your research completely in India.
The Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, has emerged as the leader with 5 winners of the 22 awardees from IISc Bangalore. Dr. Prabir Barpanda was honored for his work on the development of new classes of lithium and sodium cathode materials for next-generation battery and storage application. Dr. Sai Seva Gorthi has been recognized for the contributions to the field of innovative optofluidic technologies. Dr. Chandan Saha has made outstanding contributions in the field of arithmetic circuit lower bounds, polynomial identity testing and reconstruction of arithmetic circuits. While Dr. Praveen Kumar is known for discovering electric field-induced changes in mechanical behavior of CNT cellular materials. And Dr. Anshu Pandey for his contributions in the area of low-threshold quantum dot lasers. Established in 1974, INSA Young Scientist Award aims to distinguish young scientists exhibiting extraordinary scientific talent.
Entamoeba histolytica is a common culprit behind diarrhea, dysentery, ulcers and liver abscess. Now, the parasites are known to nibble away the host intestinal cells, resulting in a host of complications. And now, a novel study provides an insight into this eating process. The study deciphers how entamoeba destroys the host cells at the molecular level. The study, which has also resulted in the identification of many viable drug targets, is also one of the winners of the INSA Young Scientist Medal this year.
Entamoeba histolytica, the primary cause of amoebiasis. A common infection known to affect at least 50 million people worldwide, especially those in developing countries. This parasite is known to be the third major cause of death due to parasitic infections and spreads through fecal-oral route. The microbe is known to acquire its virulence by eating away the intestinal cell walls of hosts, a process which researchers called phagocytosis. Technically, phagocytosis refers to the process by which a cell engulfs a solid particle to form an internal vesicle and then digest them using enzymes. Now, a study led by Dr. Somnatha from Jawaharlal Nehru University throws new light on this eating process and its molecular mechanism. Has led to the discovery of trogocytosis, a novel type of phagocytosis which Entamoeba histolytica used to eat live cells in host intestine.
Our research is about trying to understand biology of Entamoeba histolytica. Particularly, we have taken one aspect of it, that is, our parasite eats, in fact, it takes in all nutrients through a process which we call phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is very similar to eating actually, okay, eating particles. And we studied that because we know that if you block this somehow or other, then the parasite will not be able to grow. So, and it becomes a very good.
Trogocytosis, which literally means gnawing away, involves ingesting distinct pieces of living human cells, resulting in intracellular calcium elevation and eventual cell death. The infection results in mild to serious complications like abdominal pain, diarrhea, dysentery, intestinal ulceration, and liver abscess, to severe inflammation of abdomen and tissue death. This study has also led to the identification of many promising drug targets, which can be screened for developing new drugs.
Obviously, we knew it eats, but how it eats, what is the mechanism? So we came upon a molecule. With my work, we came upon a kinase. It's a kinase, protein kinase, which helps in eating the bacteria or the intestinal cells. And if we block that kinase, it cannot eat. So it was a very unique kinase, which was very unique for this parasite and was not even available in human kinome or human genome. So it was like, okay, we laid our hands first time on a functional kinase. We showed it through microscopy, through biochemical characterization, that it is involved in eating, and it is a very initial molecule which is involved in the initiation of phagocytosis.
The molecules involved in this novel pathway are the drug targets discovered might prove to be a powerful weapon against fighting amoebiasis, especially managing the issue of drug resistance to currently used metronidazole. The study, which has been published in the prestigious journal Nature, has also been awarded the INSA Young Scientist Medal for the year 2016.
Monsoons, the time for hot chai, samosas and of course big relief from the harsh summers. But the season also brings with it a set of infections, especially in young children. With previously unheard type of flus spreading, monsoon is the time to be extra careful with respect to health. So how can we protect children from common monsoon infections? Let us learn from this report.
While all of us enjoyed the pleasant weather of the monsoons, we are not the only ones. Microbes like bacteria, virus and fungi, along with parasites like mosquitoes and flies, thrive easily in this season, and the high humidity lowers immunity. Under these circumstances, the chances of contracting infections, especially among young children, are very high.
Gastrointestinal is starting from mouth, leading into vomiting. Then the infection can go down, that results into loose motion, loss of electrolytes, and then child going into dehydration. That is the thing. And in the monsoons also, the breeding for the bacteria through food contamination, it goes into the mouth, and that can cause severe diseases like typhoid, hepatitis A and hepatitis B. The ideal thing is they should be learning how to wash their hands, avoid eating outside, and if they want to eat outside, at least that should be the boiled one.
Respiratory tract infections like common cold, cough, asthma and sinus infections, disorders of the digestive system like indigestion, diarrhea, cholera and typhoid fever are very common among children during the monsoons. Skin and eye infections due to dirty water and wet clothes are also a common problem. Prevention indeed is better than cure, and a few simple practices can keep these infections at bay and protect our children. Vaccinate children against cholera, typhoid and jaundice. Use clean, purified and boiled water for drinking. Avoid giving children water and food from outside. Also keep the food covered and avoid uncovered, stale and cold food. Make sure children wash their hands and feet thoroughly with clean water and soap after being exposed to stagnant or unclean rainwater and dry them properly. Keep your surroundings neat and clean and avoid stagnation of water. Let children wear open footwear like flip-flops or strapped sandals and avoid shoes and socks. Similarly, make them wear clean and dry clothes and avoid dampness. Using air conditioner is not advised in monsoons. Do not sleep with windows open and use mosquito nets and insect repellents. Last but not the least, avoid self-medication and get expert medical counsel in case of symptoms. Let us ensure that our children enjoy healthy and delightful monsoons.
And now it is time to take a very short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor. Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our segment Science Express.
Reckless falling of trees and massive deforestation is leading to increased incidence of landslides and consequently disconnected roads in hilly regions. The process has also resulted in major adverse impacts on the environment. The situation is grave and calls for immediate and widespread planting of trees. Aimed at increasing the tree cover in the country, the Border Road Organization conducts a large-scale afforestation program annually. Along this series, a planting event was organized at the headquarters of BRO at New Delhi on 17th August. The event was flagged off by Director General Lieutenant General Suresh Sharma, while 18 head offices of the organizations located in various parts of the nation followed suit.
सॉयल स्टेबलाइजेशन बहुत ज़रूरी मुद्दा बन गया है। आपने देखा अभी रीसेंट फिनोमेना है, खास करके हिल्स के अंदर लैंडस्लाइड्स आना, रोड कट ऑफ हो जाना और पर्यावरण को नुकसान जो होता है वो उसको बचाने के लिए एक अच्छा मुहिम ये है कि सॉयल को स्टेबलाइज किया जाए। उस सॉयल स्टेबलाइजेशन के चलते उसमें पेड़ पौधे लगाना। क्योंकि हम रोड के साथ, सड़क के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, तो जाहिर है इस कार्यक्रम के साथ भी हमें जुड़े रहना चाहिए। इसलिए हमने ये अपना नया प्रोग्राम लॉन्च किया है। हर साल करते हैं, इस साल भी किया है, थोड़ा ज़्यादा बड़े पैमाने पर, ज़्यादा बड़े स्केल पर।
According to sources, about 2 lakh saplings of various species have been planted under the initiative. The event saw large-scale public participation apart from BRO officials and staff. The Border Road Organization is the premier organization involved in the development and maintenance of road networks in India's border areas and friendly neighboring countries. Wonder what could be the longest lifespan of a vertebrate? There is an answer. Research finds that Greenland shark can live for around 400 years and is perhaps the planet's longest living vertebrate. The study led by the University of Copenhagen has done a radiocarbon dating analysis of the shark's eye lens and have found that the oldest of 28 Greenland sharks studied was likely about 392 years old, with 95% certainty of an age range between 272 and 512 years. With a shocking new time-lapse video, researchers Brett Lewis and Luke North-Durft have demonstrated how rising water temperature and bleaching destroys a Great Barrier Reef coral in just 8 days. The team studied the effect of rising water temperature by placing a number of Heliofungia antiformis corals in a 10-liter aquarium. The team has recorded using a microphone, digital camera, and smart tablet. In a massive drive to clean the beaches of Mumbai, the residents have managed to collect 5 million pounds of garbage on Versova beach. The drive was initiated 9 months ago by Afroz Shah, a counsel in the Bombay High Court, who launched the program with a few helpers in October 2015. The initiative has received support from organizations ranging from the city's municipal corporation to the United Nations and involves around 200 people cleaning up the beach every weekend.
In our last In Focus segment, we explored how sports is governed by the natural physical laws, and winner is the one who intricately understands these laws and uses them to his or her benefit. Now, delving further into the links that connect sports and science, in today's In Focus, we will explore the fascinating scientific principles that govern some of the seemingly easy athletic events.
Olympics, world's most popular sports convention, where every participant has only one goal: to win the prestigious medal. To ensure victory, each participant dedicate their body and mind to the game and strive hard. But the victory requires another crucial factor: understanding and using the scientific principles that underlay each game to one's benefit. While athletics, races, jumps and throws seem simple and easy to an onlooker, the games are deeply rooted in fundamental physical principles. The best example is the famous 100-meter sprint, whose winner is declared the fastest human being on earth. The chances of winning a sprint depends on the ability of the sprinter to reach his or her maximum speed in the smallest time. And hence, the starting point and speed of sprint has a crucial role in determining the victory of the participant. Starting blocks are an important device used in this event. Starting blocks help sprint athletes to hold their feet at the start of a race so they don't slip as they push out at the sound of the gun and direct them along the right track at maximum speed. Starting blocks are based on the third law of motion by Newton, according to which, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This opposing force of the blocks to the force exerted by the sprinter decides his or her initial speed. Similarly, Newtonian principles are also applicable to the sports of long jump, which requires speed. This is based on the principle that when an athlete jumps, his or her body tends to be in motion and maintain the speed till an equal and opposing force acts on it. In case of a jumper, the opposing force is the gravitational force. When the force of gravity exceeds the force exerted by the athlete touches the ground. The second principle that governs a jump is the action and reaction, which means that the height of the jump is determined by the amount of force exerted by the athlete on the ground. Also, while in air, athletes assume a cycling motion or perform hitch kicks. This is because during the jump, while the lower part of the body comes to a halt for few seconds, the upper part is still in forward motion, as a result of which there is a chance of falling forward to the ground. But hitch kicks stabilizes the motion, and this is the secret behind a successful long jump. Similarly, the most crucial aspect of a high jump is the balancing of weight. The winner of a high jump is the one who can lift his center of gravity to the maximum height. Let us take a look at cycling, one of the sports events considered the easiest. While all of us must have enjoyed riding a cycle at least once in our lifetimes, often we do not understand or appreciate the fact that this is the only game which tests the physical and mental strength of the athlete, along with their scientific understanding of the machine called the cycle. Under normal conditions, the speed of a cyclist depends on two major factors: the pull exerted by the air pressure and the direct friction. When a cyclist moves forward, the air around him is displaced. As a result, an area of low pressure forms behind the cyclist, while the area of high pressure forms in the front. This pressure tends to pull the cyclist backwards. But if the cyclist leans forward, the air easily flows near the body and the pull is reduced. Direct friction is caused when the air comes in direct contact with the body of the cyclist and the cycle. In order to reduce this direct friction, racing cyclists usually wear skin suits. Double trap shooting is one of the most interesting sport items of the Olympics, which integrates the principles of science and mathematics. The game requires the shooters to shoot two clay birds shaped like a plate or a saucer. Many scientific principles are exploited to direct the flight of the bird. For example, a machine spins and propels the bird forward, thus exerting an upward thrust. The sides of the bird are designed to be thick, which increases the acceleration. At the same time, there are step-like structures on the upper part of the bird, which increases the speed of the air above and aids in propelling the bird far. The position of a shooter and the path of the bullet fired is all determined by scientific principles. All these examples are a proof that no matter what the sports, all are governed by certain fundamental laws of science.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Tell us, how do you like our program? Or if you have any suggestions, just email us. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for this episode. Don't forget to tune in next week at the same time on Rajya Sabha TV for all the latest stories on science and technology. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.